gonna win. Long as you're happy, you're always gonna grin. You get out what you put in. You get out what you put in. Never gonna lose, never gonna win. Long as you're happy, you're always gonna grin. You get out what you put in. You get out what you put in. You get out what you put in. We're live. Oh my goodness. We finally made it happen, Nadine. We've made it happen.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. It has. It has. So we met a while ago. You've been on my workshop. You've learned all about this amazing stuff on LinkedIn. And then on the very last day, you were talking to us about something called AI, or artificial intelligence. And you showed us ChatGPT, and absolutely blew my mind. And so I said at the time, come on, and you came on and did a show, but we need to do a special ChatGPT. So that's what we're going to do today. First up, though, please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself, Nadine.
So I'm Nadin Thomson. I run a digital marketing agency, and we specialize in web design and SEO, and we help our customers to put the right content on their website so that they are found in Google. Majority of websites are mostly talking about themselves, the companies, their products, but nobody really searches for that on Google other than if they need directions or if they know a company name. So what they need to find on a website is the answers to their questions and solutions to their problems. And that's what I help people creating content for.
Nah, absolutely fantastic. And that's the trouble, isn't it? We just sort of like, oh, website has to be all about me, doesn't it? And it's not, is it? It's not. We've got a few people coming in to say hello. So let's say hello to Hexner Limited. So that's Pavel. You're in your own group. We've got Debbie.
Debbie, good to see you.
It's the baby lady.
Yes.
And then this guy here.
John is great.
This guy here is the most relentlessly helpful LinkedIn nerd in the world, isn't he? So lovely to see you guys.
Most relentlessly best strapline I've ever seen.
It's cool, isn't it? It's cool. Well, even better than the 15-minute guy. Come on.
Okay, I'm sorry. No, this is different. It's totally different, but yes.
Absolutely. Well, so John is Ron Seal, isn't he? It does exactly what he says on the tin. So that's beauty. Anyway, so SEO, I just want to pick on that a second, because we do start putting all this stuff on our websites about us. So what was it? I know we're going to go on to ChatGPT. Just in a couple of seconds, what's the main thing that we're getting wrong on our websites?
The main thing that is, we keep talking about ourselves and our products only. Our products are there to solve our customers' problems, and we need to come from the problem angle and the questions that they have around our services to then guide us to our product and show our product or our service as the solution to their problems. No. So customers, they go to Google, and if they are pretty far down the line to buying a service, yes, they might enter a certain product name, but the buying journey, the funnel, is much wider at the top. There is lots of people that ask questions around many different things, and any industry has got millions of questions. I mean, John, for example, how do you start copywriting? What is the length of a blog post? What should it be? What should I answer? How much is a copywriter? And John answers these questions amazingly well on his website. And Debbie, she's doing an amazing job explaining how all these prams work and how to use car seats. And she's just got amazing videos on her YouTube. And that's what customers are looking for. And when, we all have gotten used to using YouTube to how to fix a blocked pipe in a motorhome, for example. Everybody uses it, and there's got to be people out there that provide that content. And with that, you're rising to the top, and you are doing the perfect thing when you're saying, Ashley, there's 99% readers and 1% content creators.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Billy is obsessed with AI. So come on, let's tell everybody. First of all, what is AI?
It is, well, AI stands for artificial intelligence. Here's my cat coming in.
I thought you were being burgled.
No, and I've ordered a coffee from my husband, who is, I think, there too. So I'm just going to do a coffee swap. Thank you very much. This is working great. I'm sending him a text message to order a coffee, which is great.
So AI isn't quite working at your house then.
So AI stands for artificial intelligence, and it started to become really big sort of end of last year. It's been around for quite a number of years, but when it became a bit more mainstream, especially within the marketeers, and now it's just going into small businesses and bigger businesses as well, and I think they're needing to catch up. And it's you're using prompts to generate something, and that something could be a summary, that something could be an image, that something could be a blog post if you wanted to. But I think let's just go into my little presentation where I show what you can do with it and how to use it. That'd be okay?
Fantastic. Yeah, no, absolutely superb. And I've got the thing flying at the bottom. So if anybody's got any questions, drop them in the chat. And then what we'll do is we'll come to those either at the end or as we go through. I might interrupt you too as well, Nadine, if that's okay.
Yes, please do. And if anybody has got any questions, I'll try to keep an eye on the chat as well, and then we can have a look. So now how do I do this? I'll click on present slides. Now where Google Slides your computer. So it says your computer, video animations. So how do I go and present my screen? Share screen, there we go, that's easy. Share screen, we shall go into here, share. So can you see this okay, Ashley?
We can in a second. There we go, look at that.
Yeah?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to do present full screen just to let you see. Present. Cool. So let's just step through this quite quickly. This is me and my business websites are businessimage.co.uk, which is my main business for creating websites and providing SEO services. And then Kulia is my training side of the business, where I help small business owners to learn about SEO in an online SEO course. And if you follow me on Instagram, you will learn little snippets about SEO. So why are you here today? Have the fingers on your keyboards. Have you heard about ChatGPT but you haven't tried it, or you have used it but you want to use it better? So which one are you? I can't see the comments just now, but Ashley, if you let me know why are people here, 1 or 2?
There's always a little bit of delay. So yeah, so if you've never tried it, put a 1 in the chat box. If you are already using it, put a 2 in the chat box. Debbie's asked a question: will we be able to watch this later? So this is going live to Facebook and YouTube and obviously LinkedIn. So you just come back to one of those. Nick Burridge is already using it, but I guess he wants to use it more. Mandy's using it as well.
Cool.
So it's good to see that people are using it. And John Toon put a great comment in the. We can't see his comment. Oh, there it is. AI is present on your smartphone, and almost every time you use it to take pictures or send a message, it's using OCR that does it. So yeah, I think we've all been using AI for ages. Hands up, it uses predictive text. That is AI. Grammarly, that is AI. There's we've been using it for an awful long time, and I think we just forget that it's been around. So there's a lot of people using it. Ian Ross has never used it. Debbie's never used it. But yeah, there's lots of 1s and 2s. So I think we're split.
So the big talk, and if you've been on LinkedIn, it felt like you were swamped with ChatGPT in every second message starting January when people started to play around with it. And I was actually in a networking meeting this morning, and there was a woman there, and as soon as I mentioned ChatGPT, she started rolling her eyes, and I'm thinking, you need to see the chances, the opportunities you have. So you ask what ChatGPT is. It's like, I found an explanation which is incredibly boring, and this is what my explanation is a writing and brainstorming assistant that will save you lots of time. So this is obviously especially for small businesses who are starting to create content or want to create more content. So here is where it is, chat.openai.com. And first of all, is it free? Yes. Version 3 is free. Version 4 is $20 a month. I've actually upgraded now. and I'm using version 4. I'm trialing it, and it's substantially faster. Yeah, so the use cases. Now, I started looking.
I got a question for you here. In fact, there's a couple. So John Esperian saying he's tried it, but he hasn't found a good use case in his LinkedIn business yet, though. So I'm sure you're going to come up with that one. And then Nick's asked this one. So a lot of AI content creation sites, do they all use the same basic program, or are they all using different software? That's a great question, Nick.
I don't actually know, but I think there are a few different models around, and I think there are software trends, software developments that you can use ChatGPT technology on different software platforms and different uses. So I think they're all linking in, but there might be other softwares available as well that do that.
Oh, good question. Carry on. I won't interrupt. We'll come back to those again.
John, I mean, this is 3 slides about just the scratching the top of the iceberg. So what can you use it for? You can find keywords, you can analyze keywords, you can write blog post outlines, headlines, newsletters, write the captions for Facebook, LinkedIn, and write emails, write paragraphs or full blog posts. You can ask it to write in a particular style. You can ask it to shorten things, improve headlines, make headlines funny, create meta descriptions, meta titles, write a full marketing strategy, summarize table data. So I actually imported a table with lots and lots of data and asked it to write a summary, and it did a perfect summary. So John, if you ever do any sort of questionnaires or where you have a lot of data to look at, you can just put that whole table into ChatGPT and it writes up a summary on the outcomes of that table. You can ask it to write code. I've seen people writing full apps with it. You can write HTML. You can generate tables. You can generate bullet lists. You can improve the spelling. And you can also use it in foreign languages. So I've created text in German with it as well. And the improve the spelling thing, that's one of these things I'm working on a website at the moment, and their style was to use everything in lowercase. So every single text, including the first letter of the sentence, was all in lowercase. And obviously that can be quite annoying to people who value spelling. So I've just copied the text, put it into ChatGPT and said, go and rewrite this with correct spelling. And it's just done that, and it saved me lots of time going through everything manually.
Wow.
So any other questions just now?
No, we're all right for questions at the moment. Mandy's just said she thinks it's important to weave personalization and stories into any AI content that's being used, so to keep you unique.
Yes. The thing with ChatGPT is never to copy and paste. Unless it writes something so good that it could have come from you. I use it as an assistant, as a starting point, as a brainstorming and everything, but I never copy and paste. And also any text I have written that uses a chunk of ChatGPT, I run it through on software that checks for plagiarism and things like that. So how to use it? So first of all, you talk to it like a person. And this person can also remember what's been said. So you can refer back to already generated content, and you can give it very detailed instructions. And this is how I use it. So get a result first, and then improve on the result by providing more instructions. So you then give it more information on where to take what you're wanting to create. So I've got an example now. As small business owners, no doubt you know about blogging and how valuable it can be for businesses. So I know, John, that you are amazing at writing blog posts, and I have written so many now as well for clients and for myself. But when somebody has never done this before and they don't have the funds, for them it's just a great thing to get started and get some ideas of what to blog about. So they can create what we're going to do in the example is create some ideas, create an outline, create a first paragraph, create a LinkedIn caption, and write an email newsletter to promote it. So this is the first one. So I kept it around bookkeepers. Ashley, is that just as an example?
I love it.
So this is what we want to do: create a blog post, ideas for small business owners looking for reasons why they need a bookkeeper. So this is
the prompt that you actually wrote in at the beginning. Yeah. Okay.
So now I could run this through ChatGPT, but I've actually done screenshots, so it's quicker. But I'm going to do a live example as well. So this is what I've put in there. And here you can tell it, keep headline, keep it snappy and informal, or you can write, keep it very professional, for example. So this is what it then looks like in ChatGPT. And if you want to see the software, so this is where it is. I don't know if no, it just presents the one screen here. So this is 5 different headlines. I think this is jumbled up, but yeah. So this is the headlines. And then you can say, I particularly like option 3. So you can refer back to it, and you can then say, give me 5 more options. And then it gives you more options around what you have, what is created. And then what would people expect to see in this blog post? And you can then even say, especially around question 3, or why your small business needs a bookkeeper. And this is what it then generates. I'm not going to read it out, but this generates a lot of text. So this then gives me an indication of what my blog post should include. And quite often when I start a blog post, I might have my own outline, but then ChatGPT highlights a few areas that I might have forgotten. And what to do, I want to summarize this only into the main words for each bullet point. So it uses that from the previous slide, and then it just puts it into that, which makes it easier for me to see.
Fantastic. So I'm a bookkeeper. I've been on one of Ashley's courses to do LinkedIn. I've read John's content DNA book, and now I've got to write a blog, but I don't know where to start. I've now got, I can write a little bit about introduction. I can write a little bit about, I've got some bullet points. So it's given me like a recipe or something to just go on. I love that. Exactly. That's really cool.
And then I can say, provide an outline around the headline 3. So you just go back to that, use bullet points. And then it actually generates a blog post outline around these things. So, and it's got 3 pages here of, and every single one of them you can use as a subheadline. And if you looked at this one here, not keeping track of expenses, you can then tell it, generate a headline around this that I can use in my blog post. And then you can use the same thing and say, okay, how can I make this a better headline? So this would be a blog post outline. You can then copy this into a Word document or in Google Docs, and then you start filling in the gaps with your own words. And then you can say, okay, create an introductory paragraph for this blog post, keep it informal, use simple language, and then it just generates things. And once you've done ChatGPT a few times, you will see a certain style emerging in its writing. And so I just generally remove these things and then just make it my writing.
Yeah.
So, and then once you've written your blog post, you need a meta description, because most people forget all these things about SEO. You can say, okay, create a meta description. Now, what it does is, as an SEO, meta descriptions are character limited. So I'm telling it, actually make it smaller and use only 160 characters and start with why you need. And then it just amends it and creates a usable meta description, which you can put in your WordPress website or your website builder. And then you can say, okay, create 3 meta title options for my blog post. So you can then pick the best one. Because meta descriptions, they are like little call to actions. Now, even though you can create meta description, it's not necessarily a given that Google picks yours. But if your meta description is as close as possible to what's in the blog post, Google will actually use your meta description. And if you're using good ones, then they can be used as call to actions in Google for people to click and read your blog post. And then you can tell it, act like a social media manager. So create a LinkedIn caption for my blog post, include 3 reasons why a small business owner should consider a bookkeeper, include a CTA to read the blog post. And then this is what it does.
It's even put the bullet points in.
Yep.
I love it. I love it. This is so clever. And so the thing is, right, what I'm thinking here, it's all about the instructions that you give it, the prompts that you give it, that you give it. So what are your top tips there? Because it's a bit like when you're lost in town and you pull the window down and you turn around to somebody and say, do you know where McDonald's is? And they go, yeah, and then they walk off. That's not really explicit instructions, is it? Or could you tell me the best way to get to McDonald's? Then they'll tell me. Or if I park here, how quickly would it take me to walk to McDonald's? It's those sorts of questions that you have to ask, isn't it?
Yeah, so as I said earlier, it's best to get started with a simple instruction, look at the result, and then improve the instruction or refer back to what's been created and give it more instructions. Now, these things here, I'm using very short prompts. Your prompts, they can be really long. They can be text and text and text. You can copy a full blog post from a different website into ChatGPT and ask it to summarize it in 2 sentences.
Okay, so here's a use case here, John, if ever there was one.
Yeah.
So what I see a lot of people going on LinkedIn. They've read a bit of a piece out of a newspaper online, and all they do is they link back. So I saw this on the news today, very interesting read, all right? And then they include the link, which pushes them back to that website. So what they should be doing then is copying that text, drop it into ChatGPT, and then turn around and say, I've just read this amazing news article. Here's my summary. Mm-hmm. Is that a good use case for ChatGPT?
John, just type in yes or no.
Well, then that becomes your own content, doesn't it?
Yes.
As long as you reference, just been on the whatever website, but these are my thoughts on it, and so you can then read that. You don't have to read the whole article. You can read the summary, and then just change your thoughts on that summary. Like, oh, actually, I like and if you look at point number 2, this is how I do this in my business. Blah blah blah. Brilliant. I love it. This is so cool. Carry on. Sorry. I should stop getting so excited.
No, it's okay. So
John,
the next thing is...
John hasn't written anything yet, so
okay, he's probably on ChatGPT now. So if you can use it to generate newsletter headlines. Now, I know that for sending out newsletters, the most important thing is the headline in the subject line of a newsletter. So you can ask it to generate, and because it knows you're writing this blog post, so it starts generating them, and you can then see, okay, which one would be best to put into the headline of the newsletter. And then you can actually generate a newsletter introducing the blog post, and I can tell it to include 3 reasons why, and so on and so on. And then show 3 reasons why a small business owner should consider hiring, include a CTA to read a blog post. So it's done it. So this is quite a more detailed instruction. So more reasons. Here's the reasons, and then this is the why they should consider hiring. And so it just generates the whole thing, and then you can. It's a good starting point for you to then turn it into your own words.
Absolutely, I love it. So hang on, we've got John. Found that the free version doesn't like summarizing long blocks of text. Not sure what the limit is for free, but yes, in theory, this is a cool use case. I've been endorsed by John Esperian. Oh, that's made my day. So Nick is going one better. If it can give me LinkedIn ideas, the next question is, can it play the guitar? Yeah, I don't think we're there yet.
Can it could.
Can ChatGPT play the guitar? No, but it can write me a song, couldn't it?
Yes, it can. So the next thing, I've got an additional example. So if you're starting out in business, or if you want to explore different target audiences you want to address your content to, or your product, you ask it which group of people might be interested in buying ABC, what you're selling. So, and then it generates, it finds a list of target audiences that you can basically start marketing to. And I think this is a great way to, especially when you're starting out with your marketing in your business, to find audiences that you haven't thought of. And the more information you give it in the prompt, so for example, if you're selling bikes for girls, it would then generate a list of who you can market to. So it's quite cool.
Wow.
So want to learn more? So this is just a little bit about me. So I've got my main business is Business Image. We do web design, SEO, blogging, done for you, and then Kulia. This is my training side. Actually, if you join, you can have the keyword research done for you, and you can learn what to blog about and improve your own website, and you do it all yourself. Apart from the keyword research, we do that for you. I run something called the SEO Club. I'm just going to do this quite quickly, understand everything you need about SEO. It's 50 lessons delivered to you on a weekly basis. Once a week on Monday morning, you get a tiny lesson sent to you by email, and you can then log in and watch videos, and actually it tells you exactly what to do on your website and where. Keyword research is something that ChatGPT can help you with getting keywords, and then we run these keywords through professional software. And quite a lot of times when people do write for their website, they're using keywords that they have no chance to rank for. But with our software, we can tell you how many people per month search for a certain thing, and how if somebody actually has a chance to rank for this subject. And we go one step further. We tell you the exact blog title to blog about as well. And I'm just going to step through. There's just a lot of things to learn. And if anybody wants to make a screenshot of this, I've got 30% off, and use ChatGPT 30 to if you're interested, and it's on the website kulia.com. And some success stories of what we do now. When the ChatGPT is really important for the content creation, but always make sure you put your own spin on it. So we started working with a construction company, and we lifted their visitors from that to that. And people might not get excited about 800, but they're only looking for 40 customers a year, and that 800 times 12, to find 40 customers is a good number. And another company here, so they only had 3,000 clicks a month from Google, and now 800, and now they have that many clicks in Google. So that's basically what we do. The SEO, we do it for you. Perfect. Or we can help you to learn how to do it. And now there's something else. So before we go into the Q&A, I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to show you something else. I can see if I can try and share my
ChatGPT and do it for real.
Yes,
because the thing is that I can't get over every time I use it is how quick it comes back, and you can see it writing. It is just so clever.
Entire screen. I'm going to do that. That's easier. So, because I can then show you something else. So I hope you can see my screen now and see myself. So ChatGPT, you see this okay?
We certainly can.
Yep. So John, do you have a blog post we should summarize? Let's just have a look. Experian. Is it .co.uk? I think. I'm not sure. Is it .com?
I bet if you just write helpful nerd, relentlessly. There he is. Look at that in all his glory.
So, John, I'm just going to lift one of your blog posts. I'm just going to copy this whole lot in here, and just to show you, let's wrap up. Go to here, and all I do is summarize this blog post in short bullet points.
Yeah, how can it do it that quick? That is just incredible.
So that's just an example. Yeah. I've also done like data summaries as well. So I'm not sure where did I put this? Did I put this in here? But it's you basically copying. Let me just find this for you. Put this on the other screen.
So while you're searching for that, then I've got a question.
Mm-hmm.
I record a video and I've now got the transcript. Could I put that into ChatGPT and get it to put more meat on the bones?
Yes.
So I could do a 2-minute video that's a couple of 100 words long, and then that could end up a couple of 1,000 words if I...
Yes. So basically, you can take your video transcript that you can, I mean, I use Loom all the time, and the transcript, you can just copy that in and just say, create a readable blog post around this.
I like that idea. I like that.
So the thing is, you can do all sorts of things, write a poem about LinkedIn, and then it just does. It's a bit silly. But yeah, there's that many things, and it saves what you've done. So here, for example, I've done this for a client, and it saves your chats in here. We were talking about somebody that sells lavender soap, blog introduction, headlines, just some similar examples that I've done in the presentation just now. The other thing I was going to talk about is DALL-E. I don't know, has anybody heard about DALL-E before?
Yeah, this is the turns words into
images.
Into images. Yep.
Yes. So it's the same website. It's called labs.openai.com, and you basically give a prompt. Ashley, come on, give me a prompt for an image.
Guy with a yellow t-shirt playing the red guitar. Obviously handsome and good looking, chiseled and young.
So this one gives you 50 credits per month for free.
Yep.
And it generates 4 images, and you can then say, okay, I like this one, and then you can click on here and download it. And so as you can see, I've done digital art. Sorry, I need to stop that. Back. And I shall make it photo-like. So this would be a photograph. So obviously digital art, you can also do impressionistic style or whatever you want.
A Picasso style or something.
Yeah, pixel art. So here's some images. Now, when you use DALL-E, so you can buy credits, and they are incredibly cheap. So 115 credits for $15. So that is buttons.
So let's just the guy in the middle looking up to the sky. We can see his specs and that on. This is not a real guy.
No.
That's not a photo that it's found. It's actually just generated that.
Yes.
So there's no copyright on that.
No, but with DALL-E, the terms and conditions say that you must keep this logo in place. Now, I've gone quite far down the rabbit hole, and I use Midjourney. I don't know if anybody heard about it.
That's to another level, isn't it? Midjourney.
Yes, Midjourney uses a chat platform called Discord, and I've got I think they've only got a paid version, but again, it's cheap. It's £120 or so per year. So you need to put in a prompt. So imagine a photo. Photo of a super cool guy. So, and then it starts generating 4 images, and as you can see here, this is the version 1, 2, 3, 4. If you wanted to use this one, you click on new one, and it generates a large version of this. And if you want to see variations of this one, you click V1, and it generates 4 versions of this. And it does it in steps. And there is no logo on here, and you can use these images for anything you want, and you don't even need to credit them as commercial use or personal use. And basically what you do is you click on it, you see which one is usable for me, and then you say, okay, I like image 2, you click on it, and it generates a larger version, and then you can even upscale it even further, and then you can download it. And
fantastic.
I have used, so I was writing this blog article here, Future of Digital Marketing, and every single image in here is created with Midjourney. So I kept the robot style. So marketing current trends. This is about the shiny new object syndrome. Which things should you be using? And this is the voice search. This is about what your voice search is used for. Midjourney again. So this is using video form for video marketing, supporting images, customer experience, and about data privacy. So all of these images are from Midjourney.
So a use case for this then is when you're doing a post on LinkedIn or Instagram, on goodness knows whatever, you want an image, rather than going and trying to find an image or creating it yourself in Canva, you just go to Midjourney and I need this.
Yeah.
That is just incredible. John's saying that he reckons Midjourney is better, but Discord isn't so good, but they're moving to a dedicated site soon. Right, let's open up the doors. Has anybody got any questions for Nadin, who's really pushing the boundaries of AI and using it in her business and helping clients as well? Because that was pretty incredible. The website address I've dropped in the Facebook, but I can't actually do it into LinkedIn. But I can put it in here, I think. Let's just go in there. Yeah, there we go. So if I put that up, that is that's the DALL-E website that Michelle was asking for. So I guess if you just write DAL-E-2, then you can do a Google search with that. So when I've used ChatGPT, I've used it first thing in the morning, because when I go into it later on in the day, it's just absolutely crazy. So with the paid version, you can use it whenever you want. Is that right? You're not, because it was struggling, wasn't it? It was struggling.
It's gone substantially faster. As soon as I paid, I mean, first they had to pay up, and I thought, nah, I don't want to pay just yet. And then when I was ready to pay, they said, sorry, we had such a big demand, we can't take anybody on. And I'm like, oh my God, the price is going to go up, but it's $20 a month, so that's totally fine.
Right. So this is an interesting question. So can Nick actually train ChatGPT to be like Nick?
No. There has been experiments have been done. I've read blog posts about this where people copy a few blog posts. So you copy your own blog post into ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT, remember the style, and you then go in and add another blog post that you have written, and you say, remember this style. And then you say, okay, now create a LinkedIn caption using the style you have remembered on this subject. And I think it's a bit hit or miss. I think the person who tried it, and it's somebody I value very much, they didn't get very far with it, the style. I think every chat you open is, again, a new blackboard with nothing on it. So you can't train it in general, but you can train it for a conversation.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I think, and Nick, and you totally get this, because people buy from people who they know, like, and trust. And if you start turning into somebody else, you're not the Nick. And then when I meet you in real life, you're a totally different Nick to the relationship that I've had with you from your writing. So, and you're Nick, you're on it with this creativity. So I think you're a bit like me. You're going to use it as prompts. You're going to use it for research and stuff like that. Is that a fair comment to make, Nadine?
Yes. It's for research. I mean, the thing is as well, the danger with ChatGPT is just to copy and paste what's there, but it just needs to be, you need to reread it. You need to see, is there something that, something might be biased. They provide biased information. So always make sure that whatever it generates, you look for factualness and correctness.
Yeah, and I guess the most important thing is getting those prompts right, isn't it? Because whatever you put in is whatever going to get back out. So you get out what you put in.
Yeah, but it's not really. You shouldn't really worry about the prompts too much, because the important thing is to get started and then improve on your prompt, because it will give you something on a simple prompt, and then you say, okay, that's a good start. Now you refer back to it and say, now go deeper into this section, and then it just it's like an assistant, which is really well. It's really good.
Yeah, and I think that was one of your very first slides, is think of ChatGPT as a prompt assistant. So I think that's absolutely superb.
I'm just going to show the example of the survey results thing that I've done, because I did a questionnaire around when I did my postgraduate diploma in digital marketing. And so basically, it doesn't have any personal information in here. So I've segmented the answers. So what I can do is I can copy this and go into ChatGPT. I need to share, present, share screen, entire screen. There we go. So I can show you, let's just get out of here. So the Excel spreadsheet is here, which does appear in the background. Here, so this is the questionnaire. So I've segmented that already by answers. So what I can do is I can copy this. Can you see this okay? Yeah?
Yep.
Okay, and put it in here. So I'm just going to go in up here into this chat, summarize the findings in this table. And I'll just copy this in, and then.
So is it using CSV to work out what it all means?
I just copied this, and it turns it into whatever it needs.
Wow.
So
I sent somebody some questions that I wanted answering, and I'd written them in one format, dropped it in a different format, and it just became one great big long sentence. And that's what this table looks like. But obviously ChatGPT doesn't see it as one big long sentence. It sees it as a table. That's incredible.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, this is correct.
Indicate that most respondents found wedding photographers. That is amazing. That is amazing. So
it's got interesting use cases for many different aspects, and you can tell it to use create a headline for this, use camel caps, okay, and then camel caps means every first letter is a capital, and then recreate without camel caps. Because in general, I think it just creates camel caps all the time, without camel case. Recreate without camel case. And it, I can't stand camel case, so I always have it rewritten. Provide so they're quite good. It can generate really good CTAs as well, and so it's somebody, if somebody hasn't got much experience in writing, I mean, things like that will come natural to any content and copywriter, but people who are starting out and need to generate content, it's just invaluable.
No, it's absolutely superb. Ian's come up with a question. So hi, Ian, how are you doing? Someone told me that ChatGPT gets you to second draft state, so you still need to check out the facts. Is that right?
Yes, absolutely. So the version 3 uses data up to 2021, I believe, and then ChatGPT 4 is a bit more up to date, as far as I'm aware, and is also faster, and apparently it's a better language model. Have I seen much of a difference? I'm not so sure, but yeah, it's faster. Definitely is faster. And you need so second draft state, yeah. I mean, I've seen people who use ChatGPT to generate full blog posts, and then they just grammar check it and post it online. But there are website, for example, originality checker, and there is, where is it? Originality is I think it's Originality AI, and It's not. Oh, that is. So you can then check if your blog post was plagiarized, or if it's been written by ChatGPT. Now, there is another one here that I have got. It's called AI Content Detector.
You're able to share your screen, please?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Present. So Originality, that's a paid one, but it's very, very cheap. And here you can either add a URL and then you can check if the content's been written with AI and to what extent. Now, there are voices out there that people say Google is going to penalize AI content, and that's absolutely not the case, because Google is about providing content that is useful for people.
Yeah.
And if AI content is useful for people, if it's useful and relevant to your users, doesn't matter how it's been created. And it's not going to get penalized on the basis that it has been written with the help of AI.
No,
and
absolutely.
it's actually in the Google guidelines, and I've researched that because there was a lot of that around that in LinkedIn, and people say, well, Google's going to penalize you, and it's like, I haven't seen any evidence of that. And they actually mention that in their guidelines.
Google's not going to penalize you for having more stuff, more content on your website, are they? Surely not. Surely not. Nadin, you've been absolutely amazing today. It is absolutely mind-blowing. I hope everybody goes away and has a play and starts thinking about how we can use ChatGPT. Got a few more questions for you. The first one, right? My initial experience of AI was a guy called Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? And he made a movie, and we're all now worried about that. And the name of the movie's gone out of my head, but you know the movie I'm talking about. Is that ever going? Terminator, of course. Is that ever going to happen?
What do you mean?
That the AI bots will overtake us and then start blowing us up and then turning into metal machines?
I mean, there's always going to be technology that takes over people's jobs, but this AI stuff here, that's only going to be helpful in the future. And you still need a brain to connect the dots and to create things that make sense to people. If you just generate gibberish for the sake of it, it's never going to live. You still need to use your skills to actually produce something, and it's a tool. People should see it as a tool. And yeah, that's the main thing. ChatGPT so far in my business has prompted me to buy a third screen. So I have got 2 work screens here, and I've got a ChatGPT screen here.
Wow. So basically, that third screen is your digital writing assistant.
Yeah, it's all my comms, my email, my calendar and things, but ChatGPT lives in there and it's open all the time. I don't have to search for it.
No, fantastic. I love it. How can people get hold of you?
LinkedIn, just enter my name, Nadin Thomson. You can find me on Instagram, look for the.seo.club. You can go to the Kulia website, and if you are interested in an SEO course, ChatGPT 30 is the coupon code if you're interested. And then Business Image if you're looking for any sort of website work, SEO work, just you find me there.
Awesome. Nadin, thank you so much for coming on and spending a bit of time with us. Thanks to everybody for all your amazing comments and questions and stuff like that. Yeah, have a fantastic weekend, everybody. Thank you very much indeed.
Nice to see you. Bye.
Bye-bye. There's a button here.
You get out what you put in.